It's really early. It's going to be hot today. Let's go buy a car. Come home and there's been hot rods inundating the area. Apparently my neighbor got this, look at that back there. So Valiant. At the time, when I remember when I was a kid, they were the ugliest car ever, but they've kind of come into their own. I mean, they're still pretty ugly, but they're still kind of cool. I mean, have you ever seen one that's been tricked into an altered wheelbase or something like that? So, we're going to go buy a car today. We got to go up to the bank. We've get some money. We've got a few things to do, but it's 10 till 7 in the morning, and I'm going to go up to the bar and drink some coffee. Apparently, I need to get some gas first. This is one fuel gauge I do not trust. We'll just sit here and wait for the cop to leave. He had to get some donuts. One of the weirdest things about small town America, especially in my area, Wichita was, and especially Wichita and Tulsa for that matter, we're doing hot rods at least as long as the California scene. The Midwest hot rod movement has been just incredible, and a lot of the famous Californians actually came from out here. But that being said, small towns like this, there's a lot of hidden gems. I know just on my street, there's 2 classic Roadrunners, there's my 2 cars, a couple of antique pickup trucks, and that's just on my street. Not to mention the younger kids, before they rediscover muscle cars, you know, there's some pretty fast BMWs, some German stuff like Mercedes. Not so much Mercedes around here. I love antique Mercedes. But there was a Skyline here not too long ago. There may still be one here in town. And just things of that nature, some Japanese stuff. So you start seeing it in the summertime. Well, now that the older generation is, there's a car lot's got a Catfish Camaro there. Cool. Had a Mini here the other day, too. An old school Mini. But now, since the older generation is kind of starting to, you know, get older and all that, they're selling their cars to the new kids, and I think that's kind of neat. But I digress. We're going to be going to buy a car, but I'm going to go have coffee first, and then after that, we're going to go get some money, then we're off to go pick up the car. Well, I had my coffee. A little tradition is pretty good. If you got some good people you just like to spend some time with it. It's not a bad thing, you know. Have a little fun, spend some time with people you care about, and before you start your day, kind of makes the day go off a little better, especially on your day off. So I'm on my way now to go pick up Red. We got to go to the bank, and then we're going to go get the car, so can't wait. So we got Red picked up. Now we're headed to the bank. So when you go to the bank, we got to eat the cash, but we also have to get enough to pay the tow truck driver. I'm just going to have it flatbedded back to the house. There's a tow company in town, so I don't think they'll mind having a run that'll take them, well, right back to town. So, all right. Well, we're at the bank. There's where all my money is. Well, all the money the government knows about. So, let's go get the money and get over there and get the car. So, we got the money. We're headed over. We're 13 miles away. Are you ready? Well, apparently that's a yes. So, let's get out of here and let's go get this thing. Let's go get this done. It's going to be a hot day. Well, we're just pulling up, and there it is. Oh, head over right there. So, all right. Ooh. They filled the police hole in. Well, you took the hood off the parts car?
Nope, it was like that when I bought it. It's a wrap.
So this is a police car. They kind of have pimped it out a little bit with some civilian stuff in it, but it, hey, I guess the parts car is black. It doesn't have any wheels on it because when they wanted $750 for the wheels that were on this car, so the other car's on blocks, but it's complete, so I'm not sure what we're going to do about that yet. But let's get this thing home and see what's up with it. Well, we got power to it. So we got power to it, and we get everything to come on. Put the brake on. Can't get it to turn, but also can't get the gear shifter to go into neutral. So yeah. So I guess that's happening. We'll figure it out. Got a cat eyeballing me. What's up, kitty? No, don't go away. Kitty, kitty. You're just an angry looking thing. Well, we're getting it all towed on here. All right. So we're gonna go follow him out to the house. So it's home, and it's really hot. So I'm gonna go get some lunch, and then after lunch we'll do a quick walk around and show you what I got, show you what I think is the problem, and then we'll just go on from there. Well, we got the car home, so let's go over it and I'll show you what I got. This 09, it's a police car. The hood is actually wrapped. I would like to take the wrap off, but I don't know what it looks like underneath. The headlights are aftermarket. It had ghetto rims on it, but they wanted a whole bunch of money for them, so these came off the parts car. I think these are aftermarket taillights too. I'll have to look. This police car shows a lot of signs of them trying to polish a turd. So they went and took this apart so they could get into the trunk and unlock it. They put this, is out of a civilian model here. I can't get it to shift yet, but hey, you can kind of see where the cage was, and there's still some police goodies in here. Well, like this. That's a good time. So I'll show you what they did here. This is all out of a civilian model here. They put an aftermarket stereo in. And, I mean, they dolled it up. It had twin spotlights on it. I'd actually like to find a pair of spotlights. Oh, look. The beginning of a felony forest. So, let's go in the hood, and I'll show you where they kind of screwed up, because I know Tweedledee and Tweedledum that were working on this, and they made this much harder than it had to be. So I'll tell you what I think it is. So we got stickers written and everything, including Arabic. It's not all-wheel drive. But this is it's got the 5.7 in it. It's got new head gaskets, new cam, new lifters, new coil packs. It's all been gone over. The new alternator there, I think they didn't get something plugged in right down there, honestly. Either that or they unplugged something. If they wanted to get in the trunk, they should have just hooked the power up here and here, and then they would have popped it. Because that's where you jump it instead of in the trunk. Now in the trunk, I put power to the fuse block. It wasn't getting power from the battery, but it was getting power from the fuse block. So basically, I was backfeeding it. Basically from this here back, and it was powering it up. So everything in here seems like it's working. So I've got a really good idea what it is. We'll go over it in the next video. But other than that, I mean, it's actually a lot cleaner than I thought it would be. I'm going to start looking for some spotlights because I want to get rid of this. This is all silicone somebody put on here, and I don't like that. At least with a spotlight, it may look a little ghetto, but it'll cover that up and keep water out of it. It had lights here they took off. And in the trunk, you can see there's still some wiring for some strobes. But you can definitely see where the cage was in here. So I've got my work cut out for me. Oh, there's the battery cable right there. So I don't want to have to replace that, but I might. Okay, so I got this all hooked in. Make sure the power's on, so the light's on over there. Let's turn this on here. Oh. Alright. Now that we've got power to it, let's see if the trunk opens. Nope. It worked in the back. Okay, we don't have power. I don't think we got a good ground. So, let's see what we're dealing with here. Okay, I am going to have to crawl through the trunk. I'll tell you why. The battery needs to be hooked up. There's an incomplete circuit, so let me crawl through the hole. It's really not that hard. It's just you gotta get under there. Gotta reach that lever. All right. Good times, I tell you. Good times. Now I have to get out. Alright, so let me show you what I need to do now that I've made my great escape. I was given a new battery with it, so I need to put the new battery in, take this this thing out. This thing should have never been in here. We'll drop the new battery in, make sure everything's connected. I think this is actually the problem right here, but we'll find out. And we got the battery in, but you don't hear anything come on in the front. It's on. Yeah, it's on, but let me show you what happens. So, if I take this old ground right here and just stick it on this here, and just basically jump it straight to the hot line, she pretty much fires right up. Or she doesn't fire up, but the power comes on. So, yep. And the whole thing lights up like a Christmas tree. So, and it starts. Well, crap, that's not much of a video. Well, it starts. I put the battery in. So we took it around the block, made it to the end of the street. Car died in the middle of the intersection. Had to crawl in the trunk. And let me show you what I had to do. While Red drove the car home, I held this wire to that, and the car ran flawlessly. So I've got some work ahead of me. I think running straight power to there is probably not the wisest thing to do. Of course it is right to a power point. I'm gonna have to check the I really think that the main battery terminal is actually just shot. So I need to check that, but boy, she fired up and drove. I really thought this would be much more of a project, but there's still things we can do to it. Whew. It's just too hot. This is going to be a project for later. So it runs. That makes me happy. So it's a little later, and I went out looking for a repair manual. I finally found one. Had kind of a chore finding it, I'll tell you that. Went to a used bookstore because somebody seemed to have it, so I found a manual on Rochester carburetors and Mediterranean and Middle East cookbooks. Because, well, I'm a complex man who likes to eat good things. But this is what's important. And you know, one of these to talk about the carburetor book, and I think if guys are going to get into cars, especially start working on some of the older stuff, yes, it's nice to plug a computer in, but knowing how to work on a carburetor is a perishing skill. And it's disappearing. And if you know how to do it and you're good at it, people will find you. But let's talk about the manual. So we got the manual just because we needed one. And truthfully, it's easier to take a manual out, lay it out, instead of trying to follow something on a little tiny phone. You actually can lay something out flat, stare at it, and trace it around, put your hands on it. Then you can look at it and take it out to the garage, and you don't have to get your phone all greasy and dirty either. That's why. But the reason we got the manual was simple. We needed to have a baseline of what we were looking at. You just need to know what you're looking at. Before I go through and buy any parts, before I go through and go crazy and do any of that other stuff, I have to have a baseline of what's really wrong with the car. And that's where you start. One of the problems that guys were having when they did this car was they were trying to work from the engine back instead of working from the battery forward. You always start at the beginning and work back, because if you don't, what ends up happening is you just start firing the parts cannon, and it just ends up getting absolutely crazy. Oh, well, at least the flooding went down. As a South Sider in Wichita, I'll tell you what, the South Side will puddle up real quick. Real quick. Anymore, finding a manual for these is not easy. I went and used bookstores are great places to find manuals. I went to O'Reilly's. They didn't have any. They didn't even know when they could get one. And went to AutoZone, which I absolutely hate. But I saw a used bookstore, and I found a couple of things. And I'll tell you what, they had all these obsolete manuals out there that for stuff that the common people are still working on that you can't find at the auto parts stores anymore. But then I went over to AutoZone, the hub store there. And they're like, oh, yeah, there's two of them in town. One's at this store and one's at this store. Well, the store that they sent me to was at Pawnee and Meridian. Well, I was at the store at Pawnee and Seneca, 1 mile away, and they told me to come up to the hub store. They didn't know where one was. Never bothered to look it up, never. And this is the kind of idiocy that I really despise AutoZone for. So I literally drove completely across town for them to look at a computer and be like, oh, yeah, it's over here. And I'm like, it was right there all along. So, yeah, but I got it. And that's the important thing. So tonight, we are going to go through it. And in the next video, I'm going to sit there and fix it. And truthfully, I think the fix is going to be really easy. Like I said, we got it fired up. We drove it around the block. Well, I drove half the block and Red drove the other half because I was busy holding electrical wires together in the trunk. Good times. I should have recorded that, but I was just too busy trying not to get pulled over because it wasn't my tag and I don't have insurance. But good thing we were in Mexico. It's closer than you think. But that being said, don't be afraid to take a gamble when the price is right. Am I going to lose money on this? No. Am I going to make money on this? I might. How hard is the fix going to be? I don't know. I gotta replace at least one electrical line. But it may just be a relay too. So I got to dig into it. And you know what? I'm actually really looking forward to it because I love stuff like this. It's just, I really dig it. So anyhow, well, I appreciate you guys coming along for the journey. These old cars like this, lots of fun. And I hope you guys have a little fun with it. And I hope you guys have fun on your own too with your own cars. So fun time. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next video.